everybody, welcome back to Lundy's WILDCAMP stroke bushcraft, and today we're going to be taking a look at a 12-foot lightweight tarp, hammock tarp by onewind. Okay, so they've kindly sent this out for us to test. So it's got a few new little gadgets in it that I've never used before for setting up a tarp. Alright, so it's going to be a first for me. I've had a quick look at them, but I've never actually tried setting it up yet. So let's see how I get on. Alright, let's try and keep this as real as possible. Alright, well, first of all, looking at it, it comes in a nice stuff sack. It's got it's got an opening on each side with draw cords, okay, and one there as well. And then inside of it, we've got a small bag with lots of things like guide ropes, pegs, and different types of fastening stuff. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. And then it's got the actual tarp itself. Alright, and as you can see, it packs down. Well, this not as packed down as much as it could be, but this packs down really well. It's already got a few bits of cordage and little fastening things attached to it already. So what we'll do is, let's have a sit down and we'll have a look and we'll talk through the bits and pieces that it comes with, and then I'll have a go at trying to set it up. Okay then, so here we go then. So first of all, like I said before, we've got the actual tarp. Alright, now the material feels nice and light, okay, and thin. It's a ripstop material. It's got, I think it's got 3 layers of coatings in it to make it waterproof and everything as well. The full description will be, the full information, sorry, for this tarp setup will be in my description below. If you want to find out any more great details about it, please check down there. Alright, before I talk about the stuff sack. And then we've got this little bag here, made of the same material with a draw cord on it. And it's got that label on there as well, onewind. Okay, so inside of here we'll have, first of all, we've got some pegs. We've got 4 pegs, lightweight pegs with a bit of cordage attached to them, and I've never seen these before. These pegs have actually got 3 types of places where you can put the cordage once pushing it into the ground, alright, to fasten it on. So I've never seen them before, so they're canny. Let's move my bit of cordage out of the way. So that's 4 pegs. And then when it comes together, you have a big bundle of cordage. I've separated them, alright, and you get 6 guidelines. I think there's 2 to make your ridge line up, and then the other 4 are for the 4 corners of your actual tarp itself. Okay, so that's them. Just put them on there so I don't lose them. And then last but not least, you've got a little plastic bag here, and inside of here, it's even got the name on the little bag as well, onewind. Seen a lot of people doing reviews on the kit, and they've got some nice bits of kit. So inside of here we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 little D shackles, okay. And then I'm not sure what these are called, but these are what they use to fasten it up and tighten it up and everything. So I've never used one of these before. I know Rooney uses these, so good luck with trying to use these, Jimmy, but I'm sure I'll work it out. So that's the little bits of kit, obviously. And then we've got the actual tarp itself. Like I said, it feels really nice, lightweight and thin. And it's got these bits of cordage on already, alright, and I think these are just for fastening down the actual corners by the looks of it, because you can actually make this so it has a door on it as well. And then you've got these little fastened bits here as well. Okay, so what we'll do is now we'll work out how to set it up, and then we'll get it going. And we'll see what it looks like fully set up, because I'm looking forward to this to see what it's like. Alright. Okay then, so now we're in the process of setting the tarp up. So what do we need to set the tarp up? First of all, we need 2 bits of cordage. Then we need 2 of these gadgets, little clip things or whatever they are. I don't know the names of them. If it's in the description, I'll put it up on the screen for you now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 bit of cordage and 1 fitting in my pocket out the way, and then we're going to get this one. We've got a bit of cordage here. Alright, and then what we're going to do first of all is we're going to pick up the tarp and go to the actual ridge line, the centre seam, and find this little tag here, and then we're just going to put it through. If I can get it through, there it is. Alright, and then we've got it through there, and then all we're going to do is I'm just going to tie it off. So I'm just going to tie a little bit of a reef knot on. Okay, if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's left over right and then right over left. That ties it together. Alright, and then what we need to do is we need to get to the tree, put the cordage on. Now I'm not really sure how long these are or how long I need them to be, but I think you can adjust them. I'm not really 100% sure. Alright, so I'm just going to move these a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't have to adjust my camera too much. Okay then, so this is the part that's attached to the actual tarp. Alright, and this is a bit loose bit that comes round. We're just going to leave go of the loose bit for the time being. And we're going to get this and we're going to pinch it so it's like a loop. Okay, and then we're going to just thread it through there and put it over the top of the small hole. Alright, so we've got a small one and a large one there. So that's that there. And then all we're going to do is we're going to bring the loose part around, and I believe this is true, I'm not 100%. Alright, I think this is how you fasten it. You take it round the back. 2 seconds. All fingers and thumbs. So I'm going to hold the big loop like that. I'm going to bring that round so it goes in between the cordage that's already fastened to the tarp and between the actual fitting itself. Okay, so we're going to do that 2 times. Yeah, and then we're just going to tie it off around that one there and then back around again. Now hopefully that's made it nice and secure there, as you can see. Alright, now I've never used these before, so if I'm doing it wrong, please let us know in the comments below. Okay, myself personally, I like to have a ridge line set up myself, but what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the other hand, and then we're going to repeat this process again and make sure we've got the tarp up. Alright, and then we can always come back and adjust this one if it needs to go a little bit longer on this part of the cordage. Okay, right, so you can see we've got the tarp actually set up. I had to readjust that one and slacken it off a little bit. It gives a bit more play for the other side, and that's one all set up there now. A little bit fiddly, but it works. It's kept it nice and taut. So what's the next step? So the next step that we've got to do is actually getting the guidelines on and getting it all pulled out so it's ready to get your hammock underneath. Okay, so what we're going to need now is 4 pegs, 4 bits of cordage, and I believe we might need these. Not sure what for yet, but they're in there, so we're going to need them for something. Okay, so we've got the whole of the tarp. Alright, and at the far end we've got this bit of elastic. We're not going to use that. If we wanted to just have it a normal setup, okay, where it's pinned out at all 4 corners, then obviously we would go to this or actually tie a guideline to that as well. Alright, but what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next fitting down. Alright, and what this has got, like I said earlier, it's got a plastic hook up on the top here. Alright, and then on the bottom it has a funny little connector. It's got like a hole that's got a little bit missing, and then a bit of a groove on here, and then another hole at the bottom. Alright, so what we need to do is get a bit of cordage. Now obviously we're going to be pegging it out at one end. So all I've done is I've just tied a quick loop, alright, as you can see there, a quick loop onto one end. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the fitting there. Alright, let's get it on camera. Got the fitting, so all we're going to do is going to come up over into the big hole and come back down over the small hole there. Alright, and just pull it through. So what happens is, it looks like so. The long end is the part that I've got my loop on, look. So we're going to put that onto the peg, and then all we're going to do is we're going to take up the tension by pulling this bit through. So then when you pull back on the loop part, as you can see, it's nice and taut, and that'll keep the top in position. Like I said, get yourself a peg, pull this out. You don't want to go berserk on it and pull it dead tight, okay, because you can adjust these. Alright, so it's just a quick loose fitting. Remember, put your peg in the ground at a 45-degree angle. Just move all these bits and pieces out the way, and that's that peg in there. Alright, now when it comes to tighten it all up, once we've got all the other three tie-offs on, we'll just come round and slightly adjust it so it's a perfect pulled out, okay. Right, well, that's all the tie-outs now fastened, but just to make it easier, all we're going to do is, I've just been going around, taking all the tension, so it's nice and taut, and then what we're going to do is, we're just going to wrap up the loose ends of the cordage, alright, and then, obviously, what is here, in between here, you've got a nice gap. Just shove all the cordage in there, keeps it nice together, and it stops it dragging all over the floor and causing a trip hazard. So as you can see, we've still got the ends of the tarps which aren't fastened down to anything, and as I said earlier on, they've got a nice bit of elastic on there. Alright, now what you can do with these is you can either attach one of these shackles on, right, little D shackle, or you can just leave it as it is. And then what we're going to do is, we've got a hold of this side, and what we're going to do is, I'm going to just move you there. What you do is, you bring it over to the other side. Sorry, the camera's not in the position that it needs to be. And then as I said earlier, you have like a small hook, and you can just hook that onto there, like so. Alright, and then we'll just repeat the process again on the other side. Hopefully you're in shot. And we'll just get a hold of the other part, step around, find the hook, and just put that bit of elastic. Oh, it is elastic and it's just flew. Then we're just going to get it on that hook, and that's that done. And then we'll have a look at what happens. Alright, so then what it does is, it's actually sealed the end off. So what happens, if you're getting some wind pushing through your tarp, you can just do that. So the other end as well, alright, it's still slack. So two options you've got. One, you can either just fasten it down so it comes out right down to the bottom corner, out nice and straight, or you can get these little shackles. If I can get it off the thing, put that onto the plastic loop. Okay, we'll just move this around. And as you can see, up on the top there, we'll have a little loop, and we could attach that onto there like so. Let's put this down a second, and then we'll get it put on. So you can see, just open up the material first. Obviously it's still a bit tight, it's never been used before. And that's that attached onto there like so. Alright, and then looking at the top, you can see it comes up, and you can repeat this process on the other side, and that just keeps it open for you. So what we're going to do now is, let's go inside and have a look and see how much room there is. Just going to put a light on. So you can see there's bags of room in there, but obviously we'll have the main door up the back end there shut, so that'll stop all the wind coming through. Yeah, so that's happy days. But what we've also got, we'll just take this off for a second. So what you've got on here as well, you've got these other tie outs. So obviously you only get 6 bits of cordage, so you don't get issued anything to use for this unless you use your own ridge line on the main one, which I wouldn't anyway. Then I could use the other guide ropes if you wanted to pull one of the ends out, and that would give you even more room inside. Yeah, so that's them as well to pull out. So we've had a look at the tarp, the setup of it, and all the bits and pieces that come with it. What do I think about this tarp? I think the stitching and the sealant tape, all the waterproofness of it is really quality work. I've never found any loose bits of stitching, any faults with it whatsoever. I've really scrutinised every single little part of it, and I think it's quality made. The material feels lovely, it's light, it compacts really small. I like the stuff bag, how you can get access to both ends. So if I've got my permanent ridge line set up on that tarp, I can just go from one end to the other end, and I don't have to worry about pulling it all the way out the bag and then setting it up. I can just set it up straight from the bag. The fixtures and fittings that come with it, obviously a D-shackle is a D-shackle. Them little red clips that you use to tie up the ridge line, it's the first time I've used them. They're a little bit fiddly, but I suppose it's like anything. Once you use it quite often, you get better and quicker at using it. So only time will tell if I do continue to use them. The pegs are a nice peg, quality made. I like the way you can set the tarp up. You can set it up in the normal position, or you can fasten both ends up to make it sealed. I suppose if you got it lower down and you got it touching the ground, you could make a sort of like a little shelter for you when you're ground dwelling with bivvies and things. Yeah, if the wind changes direction on the night time, you can close a door so you're not getting the wind blowing through your tarp like a tunnel. And yeah, it's a nice bit of kit. The cost of it, that is a niggly thing. It's on the market for about £89. Now yeah, you're buying a nice bit of kit. It's nice, light, compact, very well made. All the stitching's quality and everything on it, but the price will put a lot of people off buying it. So I hope you've enjoyed this review of the video. It's more of a first look for me. I haven't actually used it yet, but Rooney, who I go out camping with, he's got one. I've seen it set up quite a few times, and it's a nice tarp. Alright, so at any rate, if you've enjoyed this and you like what you're seeing, please give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, and if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and see you on the next one.